Greetings from Denver, Colorado. Today is Monday, January 9th, 2023. It is 11:11 a.m. Mountain Time. We're in the Cherry Creek neighborhood of Denver. I've had several layovers before in Denver and checked out parts of the downtown area. And the last time I was here around beginning of November, I went down East Colfax and checked out also the city park. But then I did a little bit of reading, like what else can I see that's kind of not too far away from downtown, and the Cherry Creek neighborhood was one of the more popular suggestions because it's, I don't know how official this is, but there's a lot of language that says it's one of the biggest shopping districts or areas between San Francisco and Chicago, so they're trying to like build it up as a big area. And from Google Maps, it looked like what you have is in this Cherry Creek neighborhood, so you can see some of the signage even says Cherry Creek North, for example. Cherry Creek North there, Winter Wonderland. But this is Fillmore Avenue that we're currently at right now. And the reason I started here is because if you go down that way, that's where like the big sign that says Cherry Creek is located. And I think these streets are structured so that this is like 3rd Avenue. And then as we go closer to the shopping mall, I think it's 2nd Avenue and 1st Avenue. And then there's several blocks going both ways in east and west, or north and south. Sorry, I don't quite know my bearings. But several blocks either way, there's supposed to be like little stores that are between 3rd and 1st Avenue. And then there's also a Cherry Creek bike trail that goes beyond the mall that way. So we'll see how well this internet connection holds up. We're just gonna try it out and do a little walk. You can see they're doing some construction over there, Fillmore at 3rd. Looks like it's going to be not necessarily housing, but it looks like more business development areas. See here you have the Hermitage and Antiquarian Bookshop. Sorry, I'm probably butchering it, but it looks like if you take the stairs down there, has the bookseller shop, recent and antique art, biography, children's history, organic mattress gallery. By the way, today is a beautiful 51 degrees with the temperature feeling like about 49 degrees here in Denver. So even though you see the snow here, it must have snowed probably a couple days ago, and the buildup wherever the plows went to is still probably like frozen and compact. So it's going to be a little bit harder to melt that area. There's even more construction going on over here, presumably for more buildings. I noticed when I was walking down Fillmore, there's a couple of like artwork pieces. I don't know what it represents because I couldn't see a signage. Oftentimes you'll see like a marker somewhere that describes what it is. It's possible there's like an indication down there, but it's covered by the snow if it is. You can see across the street there's also a little bit of a mural on the side of the building. A bicyclist with wings and a crate on the back of his bike, and then a person that looks like it could be a waiter or barista, also with wings. That must be a somewhat recent mural because both of those people are depicted with having masks on. So in the Civica here, you have more of your corporate places like Morgan Stanley and all those other places. So it seems like a pretty big business district. Men's Warehouse across the street, as well as a nail salon. This was the sculpture that I saw on the way up, and this one says, "I Too Know the Eagle" by Rick Sargent, 1990. Well, it says donated by Valerie Gates Harbaugh, so I don't know if the quote and poem is from Rick Sargent or if he's the sculptor, but either way, it's a person with like a, is that a bald eagle? Like protruding through his chest, allowing him to fly. Interestingly enough, it looks like on the back part of that there's a scripture. Oh no, that's the that wording back there is the same thing. Now that I'm reading it, that's printed on the front of this too. Got a Starbucks on the left. Keep in mind that this is a early January day. And still in the morning hours. So if you're not seeing a ton of people walking around, like I think there's a fair amount of people for this time of day, but just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. Don't think like Cherry Creek is a dead area with no one around. Here's Vineyard Vines, clothing place. Across the street there's an Eileen Fisher. Kendra Scott. And then what do we have? Let's pan back to the left side here. The Verizon Express store. I wonder what the difference between a Express store versus a full Verizon store is. Herman Miller. Looks to be a furniture store, I think. I don't know, it's hard to, maybe it's not a furniture store because it's kind of, and it says take a seat on the intersection of science and design. So it probably is meant to like see how comfortable certain seats are and align with your back. But this is the thumbnail that I used for this video. I was seeing a bunch of pictures online for Cherry Creek North, and it took me a while on Google Maps to like see, well, what street this was on, but it was on Fillmore, so that's why I decided to begin the walk here. And they have Christmas lights dangling from it. I think they have lights all year round that illuminate in some capacity on it, but I'm not sure if the Christmas lights are there all year round. Okay, thank you. So we got more places here. Europtics, sorry. Sometimes when I'm reading these things for the first time, I'm like trying to pronounce them in my head. Polarized sunglasses. And there's a Bank of America on the corner. So across the way here, I don't know exactly what these buildings are, but when I look at Google Maps, I see like a 3-level indoor shopping mall. So behind this, there is a 3-story like indoor shopping mall. I just don't know quite what the main entrance is. So down there, that building there is a Nordstrom. Can't see through the trees right now. Again, not quite sure what this building is, but over there's a Kona Grill, a California Pizza Kitchen, and big signage that indicates Cherry Creek. So we're gonna go over there eventually, probably not inside the mall, but what I want to do is kind of walk back this way and sort of go up and down the streets. And by the way, there's a Cherry Creek North map over here, so we can take a quick glance at that. So let's get some perspective. We started this live stream right here, 3rd and Fillmore, and we walked down, and we're currently right here on First Avenue. So that's what I was talking about. You've got, you know, a bunch of blocks on either side of Fillmore, and all the businesses, well, hotels, apparel, galleries, gifts, jewelry, fitness and health, specialty stores, home furnishings, food and beverage, etc. And like I said, we're seeing the front, like Nordstrom, the California Pizza Kitchen, Neiman Marcus, but this whole area back here is like a true shopping mall. And then behind the shopping mall, that's where you have the Cherry Creek bike path. And I think I may have gone on, I think it's the same bike path that starts in downtown Denver and eventually comes over here. But I'm not quite certain if it's labeled something else in the downtown area. So let's try to game plan what we'll do here. I think I'm going to walk down First Avenue, and then I'm just going to keep going up and down these streets. Maybe at some point I'll go down 2nd, but we'll try to weave that way and then eventually come back this way, and we'll make it work. Hopefully it'll give a decent tour of the Cherry Creek area. What do we have opening soon here? Spring 2023. French art. It looks like another furniture store with, I guess I want to call it unique designs, like on the carpets. Let's see what's down Detroit, because that's the next street name in Cherry Creek. This building here, I'm guessing, is probably residences. Not too tall. It's not like you're seeing a skyscraper. Two of the other places over there are Urban Outfitters and Mitchell, Gold, and Bob Williams Home Furnishings. See, like at the very top it says Cherry Creek, so I don't know if going in the Urban Outfitters entrance takes you into the mall or not. So I imagine that this would have been a nice area to come through during Christmas time. They're still doing a lot of construction on the 16th Street Mall in downtown Denver. That's where I did one of my, or actually like 2 of my Christmas videos in previous years in Denver, but then 2 times ago when I was in Denver, I forgot what month it was. It wasn't November when I went down Colfax, but the time before that, that's when I discovered there was construction on 16th Street and it was nighttime, so it really wasn't worth going down until they finished that construction project. I don't know if they had the giant Christmas tree this year that's electric and lit up that plays music as well. I did that video, I think, 2 years ago. There's Orange Theory Fitness. Room and board home furnishings. So far we're seeing good amount of the home furnishings places. You may have noticed that I briefly muted my video back there. The channel recently surpassed 1,000 subscribers and became monetized. But anytime there's even like a short audio clip, even if it's like 15 seconds, if YouTube picks up on that music, they'll say, nope, any ad revenue will go to the musician instead of the live streamer, or me in this case. That's why I tried to mute it if I heard some music as I was walking by. Garbarini. Looks like another clothing store across the street. Yeah, I wonder if... So that area was color-coded earlier. I don't know, on that, when we looked at the map of Cherry Creek. I don't know if that is... I didn't pay attention enough to see if that's color-coded based on the streets, or if it's actually, like, theme-related too. Like, maybe all the food places are located in one area. If I come across the map again, which I see at the next block here, I'll try to see if there's any significance to the color coding. Although that place we just crossed by, I don't know, there's no... It's a coffee shop, so I guess that disputes my theory. There's also a place called B and Holden. Yeah, one of the things I liked reading online and so far from my vibe here is it's a very safe looking neighborhood. I had that encounter on 16th Street in downtown Denver where you're going to see...
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Where you see like a lot of vagrants or homeless people in the downtown area. So let me just look for example now. So like food and beverage, it's all over the place in terms of color. So the color is just representing, I think, the... Oh, it's just to help you where... It just... Why am I being silly? It's just like a mall map. So if you see like red D4, you instantly know like, okay, let me look in the red spot for the part on D4 where the grid is. So back to 3rd Avenue. So we started the live stream one block down. I like how they have these benches going along 3rd Avenue. That's where I was sitting when I was preparing my live stream. I feel like some of the restaurants are actually going like left to right here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll cross the street and then take a left. Before I take a left, let's look at some of these places here, because some of the businesses extend beyond 3rd Street. So this is an artisan center. I like the... This is the type of thing that I'm attracted to right away when I see it. Fun little squirrel with the 3 mice. Oh, I'm a bicycle enthusiast, so these appeal to me too. All the mugs and cups with the bicycles on them. I like the hand-painted trees on these glasses too. And then you've got a Bend Gallery, contemporary. Looks like they've got some small pictures in there, as well as some mini statues in the window. What's with the couple with the brown paper bags on? I see that in football stadiums. Denver Custom Frames. when I was talking about football stadiums, it's like when a team is so bad that the fans jokingly say like they don't want to show their face. Here's another fine art gallery. So yeah, I did read that online that there's a lot of galleries in the area. So I'll show like the, you know, if they have something, oh, you can't even see because of the reflection, but if they have something in the window display, yeah, it's too bright for that to come out. If there's something prominent in the window display, I'll show it, but otherwise, I know artist galleries are often sensitive to their stuff being put online. You know, photographed, that's what I mean. It's another little sculpture here. And that's like a counseling center, it appears, in that little house. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and turn back around. But just even like that little stretch we just walked down. That was probably my favorite part of the walk, seeing these little side businesses. So we'll probably encounter more of that as we take a right turn here now to go down 3rd Avenue. Welcome to our live viewers. I see we have 7 people watching right now, although I know that can change on a dime, but thank you for tuning in. We are in the Cherry Creek neighborhood in Denver, Colorado during my layover. It's pretty cool how they, on the side of this brick building, they have the mural. It kind of looks like flowers and stuff, but the thing that's even cooler about it is they've integrated, you know, the whole system here into the mural to make it blend in. So kudos to the Artisan Center. And another one of these curvy benches that I like. See, I was talking about themes earlier, and now it says Cherry Creek Arts District, so maybe there are art districts to a degree. This one is handmade pottery, apparel, local artists, and candles, although in the window here it looks like some kids' books and stuff. Look at that nice painting. That one you can see is less reflection. So it's a painting, but it also has like a 3D texture to the tree, for example, where it's like the thickness is coming out. Even like all the stuff down here. So that's, I've never quite seen a painting like that. Granted, I don't go to a lot of galleries, but I love how it has, you know, not only the vibrancy of the colors, but I don't know how well it comes through on the camera, but there definitely is a 3D effect on that. And this is, what place is this here? Fascination Saint Fine Art. And this one here has like a bunch of skiers. Looks like a salon here on the right. And then we've got a contemporary jewelry place here called Element 79. Although they're not, yeah, they're not open on Mondays. Okay. I was trying to find the hours. This is J. McLaughlin. Looks like a clothing store. A little bit down there you've got Cape Horn Coffees, a place called Catherine, and then there's another place called Art of the Nation. Okay. So next up we'll go back down. Well, not back down, but we'll go back down one of these perpendicular streets again. I smell some food down here. I like this too, how there's like multiple levels where you can go downward. Oh, there's music over there, so I won't go too far. But there's a French cuisine place there, as well as another sculpture here. I think one of those places over there, next to the French place, is a sushi place. Here's another sculpture, more like the Animal Kingdom. Are those panthers? The artwork says The Track by Kenneth Bunn, 1993. You do have to be careful. Some of these places, the ice has gotten really thick. So if I'm not looking while I'm filming, I could take a little dive on that. Across the street, a place called The Agency. Looks like just a real estate place. And I'm assuming that is probably more of a restaurant there. The place I'm passing on the other side, they're not open now, but it's called Calico, another furniture place. And then even more benches that are located here. I think this is how you can pay with the street parking. Oh, I missed the price of it. Cleveland still has to upgrade to get an electric system. They're still on the coin system. Sidewalk's closed ahead, so that's why I'm cutting over here. Like the outdoor patio here, although I can't see the signage. Maybe they have the branding around the other side. Another mural on the side, Forget Me Not, at Forget Me Not Denver. Barbara Vincent says, thank you for sharing the video for us to see. I appreciate you so much doing it. So beautiful. God bless you. Stay safe out there. Thank you very much, Barbara. Yes, I always try to stay safe, and you everyone watching, stay safe as well. Yeah, it is a little unusual why I don't see branding. Like, where's the store name on that place? And maybe I'm just missing it. Unless that place is called Forget Me Not, and they're creatively using the side of it. But here's like another big outdoor dining area. Now this one says the Cherry Cricket. Entry closed. Please see host at our main entrance. They have the heating elements, so I assume during some chillier parts of the year you can still use that area. Cherry Creek Tailoring and Alterations. Yeah, see, not much snow around, but look at imagine if you're trying to park here. That's like a huge sheet of ice, right? The Cherry Cricket. I like the cartoonish hamburgers and ketchups and fries on the artwork. So I think that place back there that had the patio, I think that was part of the Cherry Cricket, so this must be the main location of it. So they must get, if they have that outdoor area, they must get really busy during certain times of the day or year. And no wonder, right? People's Choice, Denver's favorite burgers in 2016, 19, 21, and 22. I promise this is not an endorse. I was not paid to endorse this place. in the interest of time, because when I took the bus earlier, like before getting to the mall, there wasn't as many stores like on First Avenue, and I can see right here there's not like as much smaller stores. So I'm going to go this way, cut down 2nd Avenue for a second. Yeah, Duffy's Cherry Cricket. So yeah, that must be that whole building plus that area back there. If that's the case, that is a huge interior for just one place. There's another home furnishing store on our left called HW Home. And then there's an alleyway there. And to the left of that, Blue Island Oyster Bar. I usually don't eat anywhere fish related. The only time I went to a fish place was when it was for a holiday party at work. Here's a rug company. So yeah, the thing I keep harping on this. The thing I really like is you had, and by the way, up right here, Tiura Tea House. But at the shopping mall, that's presumably where you have all your chain businesses and big businesses. So you'll get a huge crowd for that. But then all these like blocks were going on. These are local places that you're not going to see. Besides maybe some of the banks, you're not seeing national chains, you're seeing local places. Here's another restaurant, Soul Mexican Coquina. And even though we missed these events, you can get a sample of some of the holiday related things that they had at Cherry Creek. So maybe if you're considering this for a future year, it'll have a similar schedule. Like they had a Wander and Win Light Walk from November 17th to December 24th. I don't know what that entails, but that would sound pretty fun if it's like a chance to win free shopping spree. They had a Hanukkah celebration December 18th. Holiday market from November 17th to December 24th. I wonder where that was located. They had a small business weekend, Saturday Night Lights, and then an interactive art exhibit that went on for a while. By the way, if you're watching this video, always would appreciate if you could hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe already. We had a nice surge in subscribers over the past couple of weeks. I've told this story a few times, but I'm sure not everyone's heard it. As silly as it may sound, when I say surge, like we went from 900 to now just about 1,100 subscribers. So a 200 subscriber boost, and it's all that's because of this silly, well, I say silly, I mean that in a good way, Halloween short video. It was like 15 seconds that I shot back in October, and all of a sudden it went viral in December. It was of a 30-foot Frankenstein in Salt Lake City. But hey, I'll take the extra subscribers to help me get to my landmark milestone of 1,000 quicker than I thought. This place is called... Sorry, I'm terrible at names oftentimes. Like, I don't... Ever-Eve, maybe? I'm trying to think, like, is it Eve-Reeve? That's probably Ever-Eve. I do my best. Veronica Beard, another clothing store, and then Peter Miller, or Millar. So it looks like a guy's clothing store here. And by the way, because I'm trying not to, if possible, and trying not to walk down like both sides of the street in the interest of time, but over there's a post office. Then there's a Quality Italian Steakhouse. Really, Italian Steakhouse? That sounds... I'm not used to seeing those two phrases together. But it looks like they have, during certain parts of the year, like an outdoor seating area that's actually in the street, taking up what used to be parking spots. And I don't know what Hal Cyan is, Maybe that's just the name of the building in general. Show of hands. Oh, this is like a unique artist stuff as well. Be kind. Looks like it has positive messages to it too. I thought that was for a second I thought that was a real dog. It's a stuffed animal. These posts are interesting. That would be kind of like unique to have that post. But for example, this blue one here, it costs $255. So even though it looks interesting and cool, I probably wouldn't actually like spend it on that. They have smaller ones back there that are $140. But yeah, look, again, unfortunately, you know, I don't show off like the full insides of these places, but they have a lot more stuff inside. I see some cool looking clocks in the back that are like animals with the little tails wagging, and then in the middle of it there's a clock. Cartoonish animals on the clocks. We've got another Starbucks here, so that's the second one we've encountered. That's a sign, right? The one national business in the area, Starbucks. When I say sign, I mean a sign that it's a frequented area. I don't know what's back there, but I'm assuming it's a school just because I see kids running around. Oh yeah, I see a school speed limit thing too. This place is called White Peacock Home and Gift. I like the spinning globe there. The spinning globe that's actually like sitting on top of books. I don't know, that may be two separate items, but combination effect looked cool. And what is this? You got like balloons. Is this it says Denver Darling. I'm gonna guess this is like a party organizer or florist, but I can't tell for certain. Alright, we do have a couple chain places, but it's like integrated nicely. Shake Shack. I like when the national places like integrate with the architecture of the area, so to speak, so it doesn't look out of place. And it's okay to have a couple. That always helps draw in a few more people, perhaps. Let's see here, I'll cross the street quickly. I feel like we're getting toward the end of the Cherry Creek area going this direction. You have Little Ollie's. I'm only going down here for a second to check out this map again. So we are on Josephine. Again, started at Fillmore. Now we're at Josephine. There's one more, University Boulevard. I feel like University Boulevard is mostly what was I gonna say? Mostly not businesses or small businesses, but what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna walk down 3rd Avenue, maybe cut down University, and then go back down 2nd until we can hit those other streets over there that we didn't get to. There's a place called Hillstone, probably a restaurant across the street there. Here's a sushi bar, dim sum. And then Paradise Cleaners. Internet connection's getting a little weaker down here. Hopefully that doesn't get weaker as we make a left turn here down University Boulevard. Yeah, see over there, this is what I was talking about, how it's kind of like the end of the look and feel of Cherry Creek. Because now when you look at this, yeah, there's still businesses there. And that one actually looks intriguing, right? E-Bikes USA. Wonder what kind of e-bikes they have there. So the businesses are still valuable. And actually, you can tell there's the parking lot. I was getting a weak transmission signal when I started walking down University Boulevard. That's why I'm trying to walk a little bit faster, hopefully to get out of this deader zone. So the internet appears to be weaker on this side of Cherry Creek. Now we're going back down 2nd Avenue. There's Whole Foods Market, kind of a big anchor grocery store over there. Yeah, so as soon as I got away from University Boulevard, my network connection that I can see on my end immediately got back to being very strong. They must have some like better repeaters or signals over here. Here's Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls. Again, now we're back on 2nd Avenue. We walked kind of down most of 3rd Avenue. And then we did see part of 2nd Avenue at like the next block, because that's where the Cherry Cricket is located, as well as the Mexican restaurant. I'm assuming that is probably one of the bigger parking lot areas for Cherry Creek if you're trying to come down here. Clayton Lane. So there's no real way to avoid this. We're going to have to repeat a little bit of what we walked past. That's okay. I'll just walk a little bit faster as we're going through. See what the Cherry Cricket specials are. Rodeo Cowboy, $16. Chicken parm sandwich, I think that's also $16. Dessert chocolate cake, $6.50. Would you eat that? The 983 big cheese? Oh, that parking lot I was talking about earlier, that was a sheet of ice with the 3 parking spots. Lo and behold, 2 of the 3 spots are filled now. Alright, so we are walking back up to 3rd Avenue, and we're going to take 3rd going to the right now. There is a little sculpture here that I didn't catch yet. Looks like a little boy holding a soccer ball, and it's captioned "Wanna Play," with the sculptor being Georgine McGonigal. I see that down there. That's what I'm reading off of. Looks like he's hopping the fence to retrieve his soccer ball. Let's see here, there's a Cherry Creek dance place over there. Oh, he's still playing music here. That's why I didn't walk by here the first time. I don't hear the music. Yeah, there's the sushi place, but I also hear the music. Alright, so now we're going to get back to new territory here. Across the street there's a tequila and tacos place, as well as another art gallery. Mario de Leon. appears to be another women's fashion place. Do have one place for lease here. Crepes, a French crepe place. Unfortunately, that one is for lease too, unless that's all the same. Maybe this is all the same business. So there's an opportunity for someone to move in. What is this? Cherry Creek Framing? I'm more so saying, what is this like for that thing? Denso ponders his next move, constructed by Fred Zietz in 2017. Interesting sculpture, right? And this is where we started the live stream, Fillmore and 3rd Avenue. And then we walk down that way. So we're gonna cross, keep going straight. And there should be about 2 or 3 blocks this way that have some more local businesses. It's like a real estate place showing Denver area homes for sale. Where's that one located? Observatory Park, 1.59 million, $2 million. Where's like the regular homes? I guess these are all near the Cherry. These ones at least are in the Cherry Creek neighborhood. 2 million, 5 million. Psychic Healing Center. We got another parking lot here. Oh, so here's a branch of the Denver Public Library. I've seen the main library in downtown Denver before. Not the inside, but the exterior during one of my live streams in winter last year. Looks like you've got more construction going on that way. So we'll go over here down Milwaukee Street. Kids playing. And a few more sculptures. There's Heaven Artisan Creamery. Some dancers or ballerinas, I can't tell which. I'm wondering if this is filled with water or not during the warmer seasons. I feel like it would be based on the dip of it. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, that's what that building is over there. So I assume they have both levels occupied. This is probably like the, I want to say 4th or 5th video that I've done in Denver. And I've tried to hit some of the popular spots. And granted, I'm not saying there's not places downtown to look, but I've been trying to find like that one thing to recommend to people if they're like visiting Denver for an evening or a day and have like a layover. I've been trying to find that one thing to tell them, like, oh yeah, you should check out this neighborhood. And because of the crime and homeless in the downtown area, I would have found it difficult to recommend to people to, just casually walk down that area. So that's why I'm glad to see this whole Cherry Creek area, because this is all this is really nice. That I think, a visitor would appreciate to get a good vibe and perspective of Denver. That's Milwaukee Street Tavern. I'm going to skip that portion down there because that looks like more parking and a FedEx office. So we'll go down 2nd Avenue again here.
How's that stadium? It's okay. It's I think it's like an indoor stadium.
Sachs Galleries. Got some sculptures of some animals. Looks like a cat pawing at another. I don't know if that's a cat or a dog for the second one. And then you have another outdoor sculpture here. Looks like a cowboy being flung from his horse, maybe, but the horse is really going down a steep incline. I know we have a couple viewers watching, but if you're so inclined to do so, feel free to let us know in the comment section what you think of the Cherry Creek neighborhood from your little glimpse of it so far. This is St. Paul Street that we're going down now. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, or if there's some method to it, but all these street names like Detroit, Milwaukee, St. Paul, those are like names of major cities. So I'm not sure if there's a significance to these streets being named that, or if there's a different reason, like coincidence. Here is Soul Cycle. So I like how they have the bike rack spelling out the letters of the place. It looks like they have clothing for cyclists. I assume there's, well, it's more, I think, the electric bikes, so to speak. Meaning the ones that you like buy and put in your house, and like a Peloton. That's what it looked like from the window display. I'm going to look at the map again up here to see how close St. Paul is to the edge of Cherry Creek. Alright, St. Paul, so we've got one more street Steele. Although, on the other side of St. Paul, I did see some nice looking artwork, so I'm wondering if I should go down Steele or not. Not sure what restaurant this is, but appears to have a huge outdoor area, covered too, so that'd be nice even if it's bad weather. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go back down St. Paul because I wanted to check out that big mural and little sculpture that I saw. I can see up ahead of us where that shopping mall is, there's a Macy's. Yeah, I think this was it. So if we make a left turn here, at underscore grow love underscore. I wonder what's up the stairs. I'm not going to end up going up there, but there is a seating area. I wonder if there's a restaurant or if that's for residences. Let's go on the other side of 2nd Avenue. Piatti Restaurant and Bar. Across the street there it says entrance to shops. They have a handful of little shops like a salon, law firm, attorney, massage place. This place is called Bloom. And this is Steel, so I'm going to skip that little area over there and end up walking down this way. Again, trying to gauge based on time constraints. there's another mural I stumbled into underneath the Wells Fargo. Pretty cool how they have that outline there. How do you get across this tangled web of an intersection? So actually, I think for the purposes of this video, I was content with covering everything I did with the Cherry Creek area, kind of like on this side. I was initially thinking that I would walk all the way down where the Cherry Creek Trail is, but that's going to probably look pretty dead because all you're going to see are like these dead trees along the trail. There is like a nice bike path there, but you can maybe look that up on Google Maps. And then as far as the shopping mall itself, I can't live stream in there, but just know that, you know, there's a Macy's, Neiman Marcus. Behind that is a full shopping mall. But I know the next bus is going to come around 12:30 Mountain Time that I need to get to catch back to downtown Denver, so I don't want to miss that. Otherwise it'd be another 30 minutes. So, with that in mind, if you enjoyed this live stream in the Cherry Creek neighborhood in downtown, well, not downtown, outside of downtown Denver, again, would appreciate you hitting the like button. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, because when I'm going back to the airport, I'm headed back to Cleveland, where I hope to do some videos around some Cleveland neighborhoods. And we will see you next time. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. I'll actually, that was like my verbal sign off, but I'll end the live stream once I see a bus stop, which I think is at the next block at Fillmore. The bus I took down here was a kind of like a double-decker bus that looked like that one. Well, not double-decker, but elongated bus. And this should be the bus stop right here. So I'll go ahead and wait here. Well, let's catch one last look at the Fillmore Street where we started things off.